What's up, everybody? It is Patrick here with another episode of A Guy and His Bible. Today, we're not necessarily going to be looking, let me adjust this here real quick. There we go. At a Bible. We're not doing a Bible review. We're actually going to be looking at a devotional that I had. I'm recording this on December 1st, so that's when this devotional comes from. Now, I have a kind of a devotional schedule I do, and the one I close my day out with, as you can see, it is dark out the window here. The one I close my day out with is the 1 year in the Christian history devotional. You can see it linked down below if you're interested in picking it up. I really enjoy this devotional. It's a great way to help me relax in the evening. I'm a history buff to begin with, and I learned so much about figures throughout Christian history. And today's was especially hit home for me because it deals with my favorite hymn of all time. And it kind of tells the story of how it was written. So I'm going to go ahead and read you the devotional. I'm going to kind of break it up. I'm going to stop and make some comments here and there, but it's mainly going to be me reading this devotional. If you like what you hear from this devotional, I highly recommend you can pick it up. You can get it on Kindle, which is what I'm going to be reading it from, or it is available in a paperback as well. And it's entitled Peace Like a River. So kind of gives away what hymn I'm talking about, I'm assuming. In 1871, when 1871 dawned, Horatio Spafford was a happy man. His wife and 4 young daughters were the source of great joy and comfort. His real estate holdings in downtown Chicago were paying off handsomely with the city's rapid growth. Then, in April of that year, the Great Chicago Fire consumed his real estate. But Spafford took comfort in the fact that his family had escaped the fire. The Spafford's loss was cushioned by a deep belief in the sovereign hand of God. They were friends with Dwight L. Moody, D.L. Moody, and had supported several of his crusades. In 1873, the Spaffords were overjoyed with the birth of their first son. But the boy lived only a short time. When the Spaffords buried his body, charred ruins still loomed over the cityscape. Chicago and Spafford's business prospects had barely begun to recover from the fire. God seemed to offer the Spaffords as much needed rest and the time from the accumulated sorrow of their recent years. They had the opportunity to go to Europe to assist Moody with his next evangelistic campaign. While overseas, they were not only able to share the love of Christ, but able to visit the Holy Land. Their destination was Jerusalem, the very city where Christ's blood had made atonement for the sins of all those who believed in him. I would love to visit Jerusalem one day. I never have made it. The closest I've kind of got to it is the Holy Land Illustrated Bible I have back here somewhere on the shelf. If you've ever visited Jerusalem, please drop a comment down and let me know what it was like. What was your favorite part? What was your favorite site to visit? Those kind of things. Just before Thanksgiving that year, Horatio Spafford put his wife and daughters in the Ville de Harvey, a ship bound for Europe. Business delayed his own departure, but he planned to follow them a few days later. Spafford awoke a week later to the horrible headline in the paper. The Ville de Harvey had been struck by another ship in the mid-Atlantic and had sunk. There was no initial word of any survivors. Then on December 1st, 1873, Spafford received a telegram from his wife that simply read, "Saved alone." Spafford boarded the next ship to Europe. The words of the poem that was forming in his head were on his heart as he passed over the watery graves of his 4 children, his 4 daughters, citizens of the now heavenly Jerusalem. Even so, it is well with my soul. In the years to come, Spafford and his wife made their permanent home in Jerusalem, where God blessed them with a second family of children. There, they developed a ministry to the people who did not know the reality of Christ, peace like a river. And then the reflection in this: when sorrows like sea billows roll in your life, as they have a way to do you have peace like a river? Horatio Spafford's words were born out of a profound trust that God's purpose in his life was perfect. And God has a purpose just as real for each believer's life. No matter how bad things get, the believer can have peace, knowing that God is in control and that his will is best for us. The passage, they always include a passage, a scripture passage at the end of this. The Lord rules over the floodwaters. The Lord reigns as king forever. The Lord gives his people strength. The Lord blesses them with peace. That is Psalm 29, 10, and 11. I just wanted to share that devotional with you today. I love it as well. I love that is it is my all-time favorite hymn. Truly, truly is. I really have not heard a version of it that I haven't loved. And I actually have in my office a wall hanging of the lyric sheet out of a hymnal, because it is just a reminder that no matter what happens in our lives, it is well within our soul if we truly believe that God has a purpose for us, and that the events and even the disasters that occur around us, there's a reason for them. There's a reason for those we lose. There's a reason for the disasters that occur. We just need to remember and stay focused on God. And I love the part of this, okay? I love the part of this devotional, right? In the years to come, Spafford and his wife made their permanent home in Jerusalem, where God blessed them with a second family, so they get through the tragedy and they're blessed again. And then they developed a ministry out of it. You can have a ministry anywhere. This is my personal ministry right here. What we're watching, what you're doing, what I'm doing, pointing at the camera right now. This is my personal ministry. Not for my glory, but for his glory. Not for my glory, but for his glory. My job, my employment go hand in hand to make disciples for Christ. And no matter the ups and downs that we have in our life, that has to be our focus. And I love this story because it pairs so well with the hymn. Because no matter what happens, it is well with your soul. This has been Patrick with the Guy in His Bible. PatrickRyanLewis.com is where you can find everything you need to know about me. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day.